Good morning, people. The top of the morning to you all. So yeah, we're going through some mad times. Oh look, he's driving, he's on his video and he's driving. I'm actually going to self-identify. I'm going to identify myself now as someone who's stationary. You've got to play their game. 7 add 7 equals 11. And all that old caper. It's pretty mad, isn't it? The times we're going through now are mad. Who would have thought? A decade or so ago that men can have babies and all that. Anyway, I don't want to go off. I don't want to get drawn into them type of things there, because they're designed to have you drawn in. They draw you in and have your brain rattling around with garbage. Checked up on the now there's a lot of people that have got their own ideas about John Campbell. Now John Campbell is the guy the YouTube guy, yeah, goes into the statistics, the facts, blah blah blah. He's got his own YouTube channel in regards to the whole 19, and you know, you can make what you want of him. I find his videos interesting. There's a lot of people that say they don't trust him or whatever. I still find these videos interesting, and I checked it up yesterday. Checked my yeah, he's got, for those who are interested in that, go and check out his latest one where you got the excess international deaths. Apparently Germany's saying like 43%, saying that. It's over 40% excess death rate. Media blackout, yeah. Crazy, absolutely crazy. We have, the UK was something like 20%. I think it's fair. Obviously, it fluctuates. But such numbers and media blackout. Surely people have got to stop. Hasn't the penny dropped? I know you're a conspiracy. See, when you come out with stuff like that as well, straight away, because they've weaponised it. It was created, weaponised, conspiracy theorists, to get people off of the scent, to get people back in default mode, dumbed down. Don't look at the bigger picture. Don't look at the background. You're a conspiracy theorist if you do. You're scaring people away. And there's a lot of people now, I know for a fact, that did toe the line when anyone came out with any facts, straight to shoot them down as a conspiracy theorist. And I know for a fact now there's a lot of people that have twigged on to how the whole thing works. It's just so blatant. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. It's so blatant. Now I've been on this journey for about 15 years. The journey of enlightenment, yeah? And I will admit that the first couple of years into my journey of enlightenment, I didn't think for 1 minute that it went to the depths of what I know now. Didn't think it did. You know, I thought, yeah, there's a lot of people sort of hyping it up, but having been researching now for 15 years, it's like, it's amazing and it's extraordinary, the size of the deception, the mass of the deception, the expanse, because you get, first of all, I remember I was getting led by Pied Pipers. As I said, that would have you emphasising on one thing, to draw you away and have you kennelled and have you emphasising, fixated on one thing. That could be 7 add 7 equals 11, but they'll have you focusing on that while other stuff's going on. It's a distraction to steer you away and have you fixated on it. So yeah, the very beginning, when I was first prompted by a good friend of mine to look into various things, because things just didn't add up, which I did go and do. Even then, I did not think that it was to the extent that I know where it is now. So for anyone, these videos that I'm putting up, they're not really primarily, well, I suppose they are for everyone actually. If you are just stirring out of your dream world, or if you've been stirring in and out of dream world for a long time, because I don't think anyone that claims that they're awake, I try to avoid. Got a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm awake, I know everything, blah blah blah. I don't know anything, to be fair. The more I know, the less I know. But you get some people in the area of research, that field of research, that will claim to know everything and that you must listen to them and you can only find truth by them. Well, that's a rigged system in itself. This has to be done on an individual level. Individual. You can't have someone coming in and thinking for you. Even this here, and like I've stated in many of my other videos, do not listen to me. Please do not listen to me. Check it out yourself, check out the information for yourself, come to your own conclusion. It's the only way. You need to empower yourself with knowledge, because that's the only thing that's going to save you at the end of the day. Excess death rates hit the roof, and I truly believe my knowledge has saved me. Gnosis, knowledge, it's the only way you can safeguard yourself, because we see, with a computer or a laptop or anything like that, we're not built, we don't have built-in firewalls. We don't have a built-in firewall, so we've got nothing there to filter in the information and check it out and check its validity, check it's not there to harm us in any way, shape or form, that it's not there to manipulate us, that it's not there to indoctrinate, brainwash and condition us. So we need to do that ourselves with absolutely every piece of information that comes in. We need, prior to 15 years though, I must admit I was a big sheep. used to do absolutely. I used to take a lot of what they were pumping out on board, and I remember one time I was driving home from work and I had the radio on, and they were talking about global warming, because that was the thing back then. It was more global warming, etc, etc. And I remember thinking to myself in my car, like, oh, I might have to maybe not use the tap water to wash my hands as much as I do, or not take showers as much as I do to save the planet, and a whole heap of other mad stuff was entering my mind. Even having children. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have any more children, you know, because I'm killing the planet. All odd stuff like that used to enter my mind, because obviously I was being programmed by the mainstream, unknowingly. It was just happening unknowingly. And then they would have you targeting individual people as well, because it was at the time of the Iraq War, obviously coming up to the end of it, or midway through, I can't exactly remember, but yeah, they'd have you targeting specific people to hate on them. And it was only when a good friend of mine said that they are puppets, that the politicians are puppets, and that they are steered by the private interest of others, that I started to stir from dream on. And research. I knuckled down and I got researching. And I've been in the trenches. It feels like I've been in the trenches for years, because in all that time, the attacks, henpecked, shot down, made a fool of, tried to make a fool of. And now, with everything that's going on, I'm seeing, as I said, 40% excess death rates in Germany. My tinfoil hat saved my life, because I would have been first in the queue hadn't I have been prompted to start thinking for myself. And it's so apparent. People need to, if they're being called conspiracy theorists for merely presenting facts, then alarm bells should be ringing. Alarm bells should be ringing. And I remember listening, going back, I'd say about 13 years ago, I remember the whole cut your carbon footprint, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. And even the little slogans they were using back then, cut your carbon footprint. Well, we are carbon based life forms. We are carbon based. I don't want to get into the percentages of how much carbon we are, but we are carbon based. Whether it's 70%, 90%, I'm not too certain. It doesn't really matter. We are carbon based life forms. And the footprint symbolises mankind's presence, human presence on Earth. So when you have a cut, severing, cutting the carbon footprint, work it out, to net zero. blatant. That's just blatant. Blatant. These slogans they created, blatant. People can't marry them up. People have great difficulty in marrying things up. They lack the capacity because obviously they've been indoctrinated, conditioned up to the eyeballs. Just can't grasp what's happening. And I can go into all various different organisations that are behind it all. It's boring. There's hundreds of them. Absolutely hundreds of organisations that are just working in sync, working in sync to bring about an agenda that they will be sitting above us, looking down on us, and we'll be the fraggles at the bottom. And the ignorance of people is what's going to drag me into that system that they want to bring in. They've already brung it in anyway. It's already here. People may call me a pessimist or negative, because the way I see it is mission complete for them. Mission complete. The big machine that's running the whole thing is far more bigger than you or I. It would require, as I've said repeatedly, mass non-compliance. Worldwide, mass non-compliance worldwide. People stand up and say no. But we unfortunately have people that have got vested interest in the big machine. We've still got people that are in denial that this is all going on. And all the things that are happening now in the city of London, with the LTNs, the CAS, the ULEZ, this, that and the other, as I stated in many of my other videos, these are all these things have to be put in place for when they bring in the finale. The digital currency. State handouts that are on a digital currency. You'll have a digital wallet. Step out of line, you won't be eating. You'll have no eating and you will have no heating. They'll do what they want with you then. I mean, they can really henpeck you hard. So this post is just a brief video in regards to how I suppose I got where I am now. And I'm not going to stay silent. I'm not going to stay silent. It's very harmful to yourself. You've got to be able to express your feelings and what. You've got to be able to express yourself. You have to communicate. Now, I'm obviously having to steer this ship here very carefully because I'm in choppy waters and people get shot down, video get deleted, blah blah blah. I'm not calling for any violence. I'm not swearing. I haven't swore in this. I don't see why this can't stand on here. So yeah, I mean, for people just coming in from the storm, just look at the obvious. Fixate on the obvious. We don't have a democracy. You cannot have a democracy when the world is steered on the private interest of others. It doesn't make sense. It just can't. It doesn't work. It's like pretty much like saying 7 add 7 is 11, or that I am now stationary. doesn't make sense. It's fact. People need to start getting to grips with facts. And if anyone is calling you out as a conspiracy theorist for merely stating the obvious facts, then there's problems. There's problems. So the main purpose of this is for the people that are walking in from the store. For those who have clued up, sort of understand where everything's rippling from, and also the fact that we need to not conform. So I truly believe it's the only way out of this. We need the numbers that are not going to conform. We need these individuals. They need to be called out for what they are, not in a violent way. We'll leave the aggression to them. They're the aggressors. We'll leave that to them. That's their job. So I'll leave this video here, people, and I do hope you all have a pleasant day and enjoy the sunshine. It's a lovely day today. The air's clean. It's beautiful. Cheerio.